Yes, my name is Jeannie Economos. I am the Pesticide Safety and Environmental Health Project Coordinator at the Farmworker Association of Florida. Our organization was founded in 1983 and incorporated in 1986. And we have grown statewide with 5 offices in the state of Florida in 5 different agricultural areas. We're very grassroots. The majority of our staff members are either our former farm workers, and most of our board of directors are either current or former farm workers. And we're really led by the grassroots. We do lots of different things, but since the organization began, I would say the 2 pillars of our work have been immigrants' rights and justice for immigrants, and pesticide health and safety of farm workers. Our organization is fighting for social justice for farm workers, and our vision is a reformed agricultural system that includes racial justice, social justice, and environmental justice and health justice for farm workers in Florida and around the country. Well, we actually became involved with Coming Clean when it first started back in, I think it was 2001. Although we were kind of peripherally involved in the first few years, and we became more involved in, I would say, 2006 and 7. We actually were part of the Farmworker Health and Safety Institute, which is since does not exist anymore. But through the Farmworker Health and Safety Institute, we got involved with the Farmworker Health and Justice team, and we became really involved with the policy work. And Coming Clean gave us a platform in which to connect with other farm worker organizations, other advocacy organizations, to really work in collaboration to make some changes on the national level with farm worker policy on health and safety. Coming Clean has also connected us with other organizations within the Coming Clean coalition. And it's been really helpful to advance social justice and environmental justice. We've really learned a lot through Coming Clean, and we've had opportunities, including being able to take farm workers to Washington, D.C. to advocate on their own behalf for improved health and safety standards related to pesticides. We have also been able to be invited to the National Environmental Justice Advisory Council, thanks to help from members of Coming Clean who are part of the NEJAC, and just being involved in different fora and actually helping to start the new group on chemicals, food, agriculture, and climate justice. So it's been really an advantageous and a wonderful relationship ever since the very beginning. Well, nationally, politically, I think we're in a really important moment. I think there's a new consciousness because of the racial justice awareness now, that we have the potential for some very good and important national policies on the table, including the heat stress prevention bill that we're supporting and advocating for, the Protect America's Children from Toxic Pesticides Act. But also, even though we were kind of peripherally involved in it, the Environmental Justice for All Act is incredible. The climate justice platform that Coming Clean has worked on is an incredible piece of work that we support, even though we weren't really part of that. And then the process now about looking at the Louisville Charter and the work on revising and updating the Louisville Charter to help bring everyone's awareness to making all of ourselves more accountable. We have been saying for decades that farm workers live the legacy of slavery. And that kind of rolled off people's backs for years. And for the first time now, since the racial justice protests a year ago, starting a year ago and through the summer and fall, now people are starting to get it. that it's not just figurative, but that it's real, that so many people today are actually living the legacy of slavery. So I think this is a very critical key moment. And I think being part of the Farm Worker Health and Justice team and being part of Coming Clean positions us all at a critical moment to be able to make this moment matter. Si se puede. I'm sorry, can't help myself. Getting justice for farm workers means a completely new paradigm. It doesn't mean better wages. It doesn't mean lack of exposure to pesticides. It doesn't mean organic agriculture. It doesn't mean changing just in the immigration system. It means changing our entire agricultural system from the ground up. Because as Tirso, the co-founder of the organization, used to say, farm workers are just landless farmers. Farm workers are people without access to land, without the access to capital, who could be farmers, who were farmers often in their home countries, and if they're Black farm workers, often came from enslaved peoples who know how to farm because they did it their whole lives. So if we're gonna get justice for farm workers, we need to have a completely new paradigm that is even more than just a just transition. We need to completely rethink the way we do our communities and our country, because we believe in food sovereignty, where people should have control over their own food system. And that means not having control by big ag, but having control in communities at the grassroots, for the people, by the people. We have to completely transform our entire agricultural system. In the meantime, we try to work for the reduction of pesticides, for regenerative agriculture that is grassroots based, not top down, but bottom up. And the biggest thing of all is we need to quit talking and start listening. We need to listen to the African-American farm workers, the people from Honduras, people from Guatemala, El Salvador, Mexico, Haiti. Listen to them. They have a lot to tell us. If we're telling them what to do and we're not listening to them, then we're not going to have justice. With farm workers, a lot of farm workers are mobile. Farm workers as a community are nationwide. So it's not like a community next to an oil refinery. So one of the things that we have talked about doing for years and haven't always found a way to do that, but I think we're going there now, is to make that connection from the sources, even from mining and manufacturing and production to the use and disposal of pesticides, and how that makes all of those communities exposed all along that chain, environmental justice communities that we need to find how to connect them together. I just want to say that it's really important for people to remember that farm workers feed us all. And that's not just a slogan. That's so real that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, think about it. You wouldn't be able to sit in your house on a Zoom call. You wouldn't be able to ride your bicycle in a park. You wouldn't be able to go fishing on a summer's day if you had to grow your own food for your family and for your community. But we can do all these other things that we do without thinking about it, because there are people out there, men, women, and even children out there that are doing the hard work that the rest of us don't do so that we can do our jobs. And I think it's so vitally important that people understand that at a gut level, because really, I wouldn't be able to sit here talking to you if I had to go out there and plow and hoe and weed and harvest and till the soil or whatever, because I had to have food to eat. So we are all every single one of us, unless you're completely independent, self-sufficient, dependent in some way, in some form on the work of farm workers. And yet they are some of the lowest paid and the most vulnerable people in our entire nation. So we are all accountable to farm workers. And that's why we all need to work for justice for farm workers. And I am really passionate about that, in case you hadn't noticed.